Brazil, a country that fascinates and entices people from across the globe. A place known for its exotic wildlife, beautiful people, and fantastic adventures. I've always wanted to come here. Our final destination was an eco-lodge located in the vast wilderness of the Pantanal. But first, we stopped in Rio de Janeiro for the 2016 Olympic Games, the first Olympic Games hosted in South America. The driver that we hired, a man named Ciro, picked us up from the airport and showed us around the city. Ciro had intimate knowledge of Rio and was able to give us lots of history and tips on a city so beautiful that it's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. He had plenty of excursions for us lined up, and very quickly we were headed to the base of Pedro de Gavea, the tallest mountain in the world that ends at an ocean. I was still jet lagged from 2 days of traveling, so I didn't really know what to expect, but I'm always up for a challenge. The trail starts in a beautiful jungle setting with small monkeys and plenty of birds, but as we ascended there was less canopy cover and the terrain became much steeper. I knew Pedro was going to give me a run for my money. Got about a mile left. Halfway up Pedro de Gavea. Probably one of the hardest hikes I've ever done, but well worth it. Ciro and his friends told us of an extremely technical part of the trail that required a rope and harness in order to scale the face. So I took in the beautiful view one last time. Right down there is where we're staying on the beach, Baja de Tijuca. It felt good to get over the wall, and I knew we must be close to the summit. Check this out. Makes it all worth it. Ah! Woo! Woo! When we got to the top, the view was incredible. Victory button at the top of Pedro.
This is that deleted scenes.
We took our time at the summit, soaking in the view, making new friends, and discussing the upcoming Olympic Games. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life.
Oh. Yeah.
After climbing all day, we worked up a bit of an appetite, so we hit the street for some grub. So we found ourselves in this Mexican restaurant simply known as Guacamole. And like every other place in Rio, the atmosphere here is incredible. We're sitting amongst maybe 100 people that are hanging out after the Olympics. Our waitress was a trip.
El macho no! Es a potato on macho. Tomemos la tequila.
She basically poured shots for me and my brother all night.
Es la mejor tequila de México.
And after a little partying, we got to sample the food, which was stellar. Guacamole goes down as one of the best Mexican restaurants I've ever eaten at. The following morning, Cyril picked us up from our room early so that we can go watch the Olympics. The areas around the arenas were heavily guarded, with lots of military and roadblocks to ensure the safety of the athletes and spectators.
Oh man.
We even got stopped by the police so they could search our vehicle. But eventually we made it. I was fired up about today's competitions. I've always wanted to go watch the Olympics. I couldn't believe I was actually here. We're in Barra Olympic Park, the main Olympic park, where most of the events are going down. Right now we're going to check out the gymnastics gala. Later, it's off the Diodoro Stadium for some BMX. It's going to be sick. Although we didn't see any of the actual gymnastics competitions, we did go to the gala, which is an incredible display of the world's greatest gymnasts performing all the different genres of their sport without the fear of the judges' scorecards. This means they go balls to the wall. I saw these athletes do things that day that I never thought was possible. After the gala, we made a quick pit stop for some ice cream, then headed to the BMX. It was thrilling watching these guys race to the finish. Everything we had done up to this point was a lot of fun, but the reason I came to the Olympics was to watch the freestyle wrestling. Due to copyright issues, NBC wouldn't allow us to release any footage of the actual wrestling competition, but it was one of the most epic days we had in Rio, so we couldn't leave it out. Decided to make a little highlight reel to give you an idea of how awesome it really was. The tension in the building could be cut with a knife. These athletes laid it all on the line for a chance to be an Olympic champion. For some, their efforts paid off, but others experienced defeat. In the end, it was the medalists who were celebrated, particularly the ones who took home gold, and with it, the ability to return to their native country, claiming to be the best in the world in their respective weight class. Wrestling had been the final event we watched before the closing ceremonies began. So it's the day after the Olympics concluded. We woke up with no internet and no access to cash, but it's still going to be a good day. We pulled into what I think translates into the delicious deli, and as you can see, the ambiance is great. We got Pedro de Gavea behind us, which we hiked the other day. Beautiful view from there, beautiful view from down here. Rio's a great place. One of the things that impressed me most about Rio was the food. It was all high quality and it tasted great. It's our final day in Rio de Janeiro, and we made it to what I consider a staple of a Rio de Janeiro trip, the Christ Redeemer statue. We're on our way up there now. There were quite a bit of stairs heading to the top, so we decided to stop at a pastry shop and grab a little snack. When we got to the top, the view did not disappoint. We stayed at the top for about an hour or so, taking pictures and talking to other travelers, before we discovered the small chapel hidden in the back of the statue. The inside of the Christ statue. There's no photos allowed, but I can respect that. It has a very holy feel in there. As our time in Rio drew to a close, we took a day to reflect on the city that had provided us with so much enjoyment. This place showed us a good time on a whole new level. Whether it was the intricate cocktails that the bartenders put together for us on a regular basis, or the inexpensive yet savory meals we were served daily, not a moment went by that I didn't have an excellent time in the metropolis nicknamed the Marvelous City.